Hello students, in this virtual class I will discuss some queries received from your site and some extra questions. Let's start with first query. This is question number 4 of assignment given in previous e-lecture. Let's discuss that f inverse exists using 1 1 and onto. For 1 1, let x1 x2 belongs to R plus such that fx1 is equals to fx2. It implies that 9x1 square plus 6x1 minus 5 equals to 9x2 square plus 6x2 minus 5. Combining the terms, we get 9 times x1 square minus x2 square plus 6 times x1 minus x2 equals to 0, which can be written as x1 minus x2 into 9x1 plus 9x2 plus 6 equals to 0. As 9x1 plus 9x2 plus 6 can't be equal to 0, so we get x1 minus x2 equals to 0. It implies that x1 is equals to x2. Therefore, fx is 1, 1. For onto, we find out range, and for that we write down 9x square plus 6x minus 5 equals to y. As we required x in terms of y, so we write down as 9x square plus 6x minus of 5 plus y equals to 0. It is a quadratic equation in terms of x. So using the quadratic formula, calculate the value of x in terms of y, and here it is x equals to minus 1 plus minus under the root y plus 6 upon 3. Here x is not equals to minus 1 minus square root of y plus 6 upon 3 as x belongs to R plus. So x is equals to minus 1 plus square root of y plus 6 upon 3. Since x is greater than or equals to 0, it implies that x equals to minus 1 plus square root of y plus 6 upon 3 must be greater than or equals to 0. It implies that minus 1 plus square root of y plus 6 must be greater than or equals to 0. So y plus 6 must be greater than or equals to 1. It implies that y is greater than or equals to minus 5. So range of the function is here set of all real numbers greater than or equals to minus 5. That is equals to codomain. Therefore fx is onto. As f is both 1 1 and onto, so f is invertible. Now fx is equals to y. It implies that x is equals to f inverse y, and therefore, f inverse y is equals to minus 1 plus under the root y plus 6 upon 3. Moving to the next question, let f is mapping from n to n defined by fx equals to x plus 1 by 2 if x is odd and fx is equals to x by 2 if x is even. We have to check whether f is bijective or not. For bijective, first check 1 1. Here, if we take x is equals to 1, as 1 is odd number, so f1 is equals to 1 plus 1 by 2, that is equals to 1. Now we take x is equals to 2, as 2 is even number, so f2 is equals to 2 by 2, that is equals to 1. As f1 is equals to f2, but 1 is not equal to 2, therefore f is not 1 1. As f is not 1 1, so we conclude that f is not bijective without checking onto. Moving to the next question. In this question, f and g are two bijective functions, and we have to verify that inverse of g of f is equals to f inverse of g inverse. As f and g both are defined here from R to R, so g of f is also defined from R to R, such that g of fx is equals to g of 2x, and that is equals to 2x plus 2. Now we check that g of f is 1 1 and onto. For 1 1, let x1 x2 belongs to R. So g of fx1 is equals to g of fx2. It implies that 2x1 plus 2 is equals to 2x2 plus 2. Solving this, we get x1 is equals to x2. Therefore, g of f is 1 1. For onto, we calculate range. So we write down g of fx equals to y. It implies that 2x plus 2 is equals to y. So simplify it and get x in terms of y, that is x equals to y minus 2 upon 2. Here we can observe for all x belongs to R, y also belongs to R. So range of the function is equals to R, that is equals to codomain. Therefore g of f is onto. As g of f is 1 1 and onto both, so inverse of g of f exists. Now g of fx is equals to y, it implies that inverse of g of f of y is equals to x. As x equals to y minus 2 upon 2, so inverse of g of f is equals to y minus 2 upon 2. Now to find f inverse of g inverse, first we find out f inverse and g inverse both. Now f is mapping from R to R defined by fx equals to 2x is bijective. So f inverse exists. As fx equals to y, it implies that x is equals to f inverse y, and that is equals to y upon 2. Similarly, g is mapping from R to R defined by gx equals to x plus 2 is also bijective given to us. So g inverse exists. As gx equals to y, it implies that x equals to g inverse y, and that is equals to y minus 2. Now we calculate f inverse of g inverse. So f inverse of g inverse y is equals to f inverse of y minus 2, as g inverse y is equals to y minus 2. And then f inverse of y minus 2 is equals to y minus 2 upon 2. This is also equals to inverse of g of f. It implies that f inverse of g inverse is equals to inverse of g of f. Moving to the next question, show that f mapping from A to B and g mapping from B to C are 1, 1. Then g of f mapping from A to C is also 1, 1. Let x1, x2 be any two elements of set A, then g of fx1 is equals to g of fx2. As g of fx1 is equals to g of fx2, it implies that fx1 is equals to fx2 because g is a 1, 1 function. As fx1 is equals to fx2, it implies that x1 is equals to x2 because f is a 1, 1 function. Hence, we have proved that g of f mapping from A to C is 1, 1. So we conclude here that if two functions are 1, 1, their composition is also 1, 1. But the vice versa is not always true. If composition of two functions is 1, 1, then it is not necessary that both the functions are 1, 1. Let's discuss it with one example. Let two functions f mapping from n to z and g mapping from z to z are defined as fx equals to x and gx equals to mod x. Show that g of f is 1, 1 but g is not 1, 1. Here g of f is defined from n to z such that g of fx is equals to gx and that is equals to mod x. Now we check that g of f is 1, 1. Let x1, x2 be two natural numbers and g of fx1 is equals to g of fx2. It implies that mod x1 is equals to mod x2. It implies that x1 is equals to x2 because x1, x2 both are natural numbers. So g of f is 1, 1. Now we check that g is not 1, 1 function. Let x1, x2 belongs to z and gx1 is equals to gx2. It implies that mod x1 is equals to mod x2. It means x1 is equals to plus minus x2 because x1, x2 both are integers. Here you can write down one counterexample also. g2 is equals to g of minus 2 as both are equals to 2. But 2 is not equals to minus 2. Therefore, g is not 1, 1. Students, you also must know that if two functions are onto, then their composition is also onto. But if composition is onto, then it is not necessary that both the functions are onto. Also remember, if f and g are two bijective functions, then inverse of f of g is equals to g inverse of f inverse. So students, now I will discuss some results which are useful for short answer type questions. If A and B are two non-empty sets containing m and n elements respectively, then how to find number of functions from A to B? Now, as set A is having m elements and set B is having n elements, so first element of set A can be related with any element of set B. So it has n options. Similarly, second element of set A is also having n options, and so on. Mth element is also having n options. So number of functions from A to B is equals to n into n up to m times, that is equals to n raised to power m. Remember, we can calculate the number of functions only if A and B are finite sets. Next, how to find number of 1, 1 functions from A to B. In case of 1, 1 function, for every element of set A, there exists a distinct element in set B. So for first element of set A, we have n options in set B. But for second element, we have only n minus 1 options. And for third element, we have n minus 2 options. And so on. For mth element, we have n minus m plus 1 options. So it is equals to n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 up to n minus m plus 1. That is equals to npm. But it is possible only if m is less than or equals to n. In case m is greater than n, number of 1-1 functions are 0. In the same way, you must know the formula to find number of onto functions from set A to set B. Also, the number of bijective functions from set A to A. So students, our topic relation and function is complete. You can try to solve the questions from NCERT or any other reference book. If you have any queries, you can contact me at anu.maheshwari75@gmail.com. Thank you.